great moments are born from great opportunity.
Welcome everybody to episode 11 of Directional Influence, brought to you by VV Gaming. We're all around the world right now. Like, she just got real past few weeks. Anyway, I'm Rapture, Dakota. I'm from Connecticut, as always. With me today is not Matt, who decided he's just not going to show up, because that's just what he does. But, and who is with us today, is my good pal Will. Will, how are you doing today?
Yeah, you don't hate me anymore, Rapture. Maybe that's because we met in person and hung out at PolyBrawl.
Yeah, we did. We finally got the crew together at PolyBrawl this past weekend in New York City, or Brooklyn, or wherever. It was pretty fun. Anyway, with us on the show, we have a very special guest who did some pretty amazing stuff at Poly, by the way, is Vinnie. Vinnie, how you doing?
I'm doing alright.
Cool. Vinnie's doing alright, and I guess beating up his mic or something. So, we're going to cut the transition bullshit. We're just going to get right into it. We're going to start off with PolyBrawl, because I want to talk about it, and I know you guys want to talk about it, so we're going to talk about PolyBrawl. And Poly had, I guess, about 74 entrants, actually, for singles. There were several, 24 doubles teams, actually. Ally and Anti, whatever, got first in doubles, and in singles, Ally got it, followed by Music King, Anti, ADHD, Atomsk, and DMG, and then Vinnie getting up there, too. And then down there, I got 49th. So fuck all you. Yeah, 49th there, going Wario and Pokemon Trainer.
You know what, though? Like, 49th out of 74, this is a very, very large regional, and one of those really, really stacked tournaments. You know how our locals are stacked. This is a huge tournament. And
oh, yeah, definitely.
It's incredibly, like, oh my god.
Yeah.
Like, if you look at the top 8, it was ridiculous.
It was pretty stacked. I mean, just going into it, I was like, yeah, I know I'm not going to do well. And that's because it was stacked, because I suck. But, well, we had a good time. We had a pretty legit carpool. Who was there? It was a Kieran, Matt, myself, and Will. Got there about, 11. We had a really good time, actually. It was my first, big tournament I'd gone to, because I've only gone to locals. And we had a good time. We had stopped at Subway. By the way, if any of you guys go to Subway, get those, Philly cheesesteak things.
Oh my god.
Those were, seriously. This
Italian
guy,
herbs and cheese.
Yeah.
Philly cheesesteak.
And
with provolone.
Yeah, I actually got hot sauce on my footlong at night, and seriously, I thought I was having sandwich sex. It was really good. It was totally worth it. It wasn't that far by either. The venue was at the Polytechnical University in Brooklyn. So, oh my god, the guy. Okay, there was this guy going across the intersection on our way there. We were 5 minutes away, okay? We're 5 minutes away. And we're, the venue might as well be in sight. We stop at a stoplight, alright? We're not even paying attention. I look over to my left, and I guess Will had already seen it because he pointed out to us or something. This guy is going across the intersection in a wheelchair, but moving it with his legs. He's pulling himself across with his legs, not pushing himself with his hands, but with his legs.
Yo, the light was green. I'm literally about to cross this intersection, and this guy, just merrily on his way, he's in this wheelchair, crawling along, pulling with his legs in this wheelchair, and he's looking so happy.
Yeah, he was on it.
He was taking his time, too.
Well, it wasn't even on that. It was just I mean, what do you do when you're pulling yourself across with a wheelchair. Like, you can't help but notice this guy, and he knows you're looking at him. Or maybe he didn't. I don't know. Maybe he just give him a fuck. But anyway, we ended up getting there. I played friendly. It was the first time I met a lot of people. I was able to do commentary. I was able to talk with Pierce. Doom. Will was doing commentary with me. I believe Black and Ease was, but he was sort of sleeping. So it doesn't really count. He was sleeping for a mad long time. Allied, by the way, sleeps at every fucking tournament he goes to. But commentary was really fun. It was the first time I'd done commentary at a tournament, and I had a really good time doing that. I was able to commentate during Vinnie and PD going double R.O.B against Bizkit and Payne. And Vinnie, you know this was awesome. I first want to point this out to you. Why did you go double R.O.B, and how awesome was it beating them as double R.O.B?
Well, double R.O.B, usually when I team with anyone's R.O.B, whether they have a R.O.B or not, we usually do better with our mains for no reason. So I made him go double R.O.B. I made him go R.O.B, he put his chip on R.O.B, and he's really nervous, and then I just pressed start really quick so he couldn't turn back, and he was really scared. But we ended up doing really great for no reason.
I mean, I heard them because Bizkit apparently didn't have a teammate, and Helper was yelling around if Bizkit needed a good player. So Payne says he'll play. And Payne's a good kid, but
for those of you that don't know Payne, he actually is kind of infamous for getting teammates that don't have teammates. Like, they don't have partners, but at the last minute he's able to snatch them up. Like, at one point he had paid for Brood's entry at one of the last U.S. tournaments that Brood was at in New Jersey before he went back to Japan. He teamed with Brood. Like, it's just so random. I don't know. The people.
Payne's funny. I was actually we were gonna go to his house. I think you guys did until like 5:30 to his house after the tournament, but I was like, nah, I'm gonna go home and sleep because my grandma was getting mad at me. Anyway, no, but it was really a fun tournament, and it's really different for those of you who don't go to tournaments a lot or Wi-Fi players or whatever. And it's really different hearing about the tournament and like seeing the results thread and then actually like being at the tournament, you know? It was really hype. And one of the sets that I wanted to talk about, which is extremely hype, which was Vinnie versus Mewtwo King, which happened later in the bracket. So Vinnie, first off, tell us how you got like prepared for this set that you thought you were gonna have.
Well, for Thursday night after I was done eating dinner, I went over to my friend Calvin's house, K-Sizzle. He's Nairo's older brother, so our original plan was to just go to, wake up really early, go to Black Friday, and just hang out. But I ended up getting, a lot of Meta Knight practice, and I was, really hyped in that matchup. So I was like, wait a minute, what if I think I could do really well against Mewtwo King if I played him on Saturday, you know? So I ended up, playing him in the bracket. My bracket up until him was I had a bye, I beat Omari, I beat Kieran, I beat Bloodcross, and then I was paired up against him, and I was really hyped. And yeah.
That sounds like a pretty sweet bracket. You had Long Island, and then you had New England, and then you had Mewtwo King. But that's pretty ridiculous. I didn't see your first round, actually, Vinny. How did the first round go? Do you remember?
If I remember correctly, it was going even until the second stock, and I think he took a lead, and it was really hyped, and the whole venue was watching, and it was one stock 45 or something like that. And yeah, I think I died from a down smash.
Yeah, because I actually heard everybody yelling. We were over in the corner being little hermits over there playing friendlies, and I heard everyone yelling as if I saw you playing. I was like, oh damn, let me get in there for game 2. And you won game 2, right, I believe?
Yes, I
yeah.
He banned
FD. Here's the all-important question. What did he ban?
He banned FD. If the Meta Knight likes to shuttle loop a lot, which, Meta Knights like to do in this matchup, I can catch them with up air in the, after they up B if I bait them, and I can really punish them hard with, a nair or a smash attack.
That's true. FD is the biggest open, easiest way to punish that, right. So I guess that makes sense, but clearly Jason did not know.
Well, he was actually getting coaching for that matchup, wasn't he? From Dyer or D1 or something?
I did hear about that. Actually.
Yeah, I heard he got Mewtwo King was looking up on his matchups. I was before Mewtwo King and ADHD played, I was on commentary and I saw him sitting there, and we all saw him sitting there with the laptop on the Diddy boards looking up for the matchup because apparently he needed more info, which I've never seen at a tournament anyone do. I don't know. So, Vinny, you get to game 3 against him, and it's so close. What was going through your head while you were playing him?
It was like the most into a match I've ever been before. Like, my hands were tingling toward the end of the match, and I was just so into it. Like, I just knew that I had to win, and I was pretty much playing perfectly until the end.
Yeah, that little mistake. I mean, honestly, on my book, you won. You really played it so well. It was just heartbreaking to see you lose. So
for those of you that didn't watch, who weren't on the stream, which is probably nobody, because I know there was like a million people on that stream. I think Vinny, he either punished a tornado or a shuttle loop with a single up air. He caught Mewtwo King in his free fall. They were both at pretty high percent, but Meta Knight was definitely over 100%. And like it was just like the platform was there, and it was like, what do I do? And I don't know. It was just one of those situations where, you know, it just the pressure. Like
shit happens.
I've definitely been there, but yeah, shit happens, and I definitely think that Vinny could take Mewtwo King next time, which is why I'm pretty sure that he's going to be looking for his next chance to try to play Jason again.
Hopefully. I mean, the set itself was what I saw was really amazing, and I think you can definitely take him. I want to actually ask you something. Being a Game & Watch main, like, do you feel like you're like a top Game & Watch player now?
Well, I'd like to think I would be like top 2 with UTD Zach for the past like about 6 months, and you know we've been like competing for the first spot or whatever. I'm not exactly sure who's better at this point, but yeah.
Cool. I wish I could play Game & Watch, but honestly, I can't play that character. I really can't. One more thing, for anyone who isn't as good with Game & Watch or wants to get into using them, like, do you have any tips for any new Game & Watch players?
Just focus on juggling off stage and your grabs.
Gotta go for those grabs. Yeah, grabs are fun.
Also, as a Game & Watch main, what is your doubles character of choice? Like, who do you want to team with most? As a Game & Watch.
I do like teaming with Wario a lot. Like, I team with Punishment Divine and Allied a lot, who are both really great partners. But recently, I've been seeing a lot of success with Snakey ZSS, who's like a really amazing player. So, you know, we've done really well recently, and I have a lot of interest in staticking with him. So.
And I can tell you guys right now that one of the main reasons that Vinny said ZSS, there's quite a few, but if you guys don't know, competitively in doubles, that team attack is on, which means that ZSS has a down smash, and it's energy based, and Game & Watch has a bucket. Now, ZSS's down smash has stun properties, and it kind of goes on in front and in back of her. Pretty much if you're near it, it's going to stun you. And there's some crazy thing that goes on where obviously Game & Watch can bucket it, but while he's bucketing it, I believe he has invincibility frames? What is that? Is that what it is? That's ridiculous. Anyway, it's really disjointed too. He can bucket it as ZSS is sitting on a platform above him, or, you know, she could be down smashing and he could be behind her, so it's like kind of safe. But either way, if you get 3 of those in there, 3 down smashes and any sort of setup that Game & Watch can pull the oil slick out of the bucket, I think it does 60% and has death knockback.
Just watch the fuck out. Watch the fuck out.
It's probably the largest gimmick in any of doubles, and it's very easy to pull off, and it's really, really beneficial and
doubles.
Just to charge it.
Oh my god. I just remember something. Allied and TKO went hard in doubles. They did really good. I mean, they ended up placing 9th, but they had, in the beginning of the tournament, and I don't know how far they ended up getting, well, 9th obviously, but in the beginning they were doing really good. Allied and TKO going Snake and Kirby, and really just setting everybody on fire. They were going really good.
TKO was, he was actually talking about he's like, oh, people see my placings in singles. They must think, he's not that good. Why would I want to team with him? He definitely
really
proved
great.
himself to me at this tournament. That he's an amazing doubles player.
Yeah,
definitely.
He and Allied had some crazy chemistry going. They, I'm not gonna lie, they 2-0'd me and Kieran pretty hard in winner's bracket. Like, we didn't really practice at all. We probably really took them for granted. They, it was really close game 1, and then just game 2, they pretty much annihilated us. They had the crazy chemistry going on. So
Definitely.
props to Allied and TKO and doubles.
Allied just
R.O.B.
Yeah, speaking of Allied, I think he's like one of the most underrated players out there right now. Like, I'm terrified of him in tournament.
If Allied stopped sleeping, he'd be good. But every time I see him in a venue, he's like just always sleeping.
I think it should be of note that at PolyBrawl, for whatever reason, there's some sort of phenomenon, at least with me, that
I didn't
get tired, but there were mad people sleeping. Like,
yeah.
all the chairs, like on the couches, there's actually couches, and they're pretty comfortable, so.
Yeah.
Best venue in New York,
Best venue.
But people were sleeping, like, left and right at all times.
They didn't even give a fuck. They were just sleeping.
On top of that, I don't know, me and Kieran and Matt, we all sense it, but there's like, I don't know if the air is dry or something, but I have to remember to bring my chapstick next.
You know what, honestly, I didn't feel that. I know you guys were bitching about it, but I was like, wow, my lips felt great.
I've been to, I've gotten full chap lips.
I just didn't get it. Just bring the chapstick, but maybe
you
more
must have those moist lips.
I just had those really great moist lips.
Angelina Jolie.
Some good stuff. Oh yeah, definitely. I also made my first $1 in Brawl at PolyBrawl. I won my first money match for $1, and I know it's honestly the most retarded thing, but I actually won money once, and I feel great.
Put him on blast. Who was it? Who'd you beat?
Oh God, it was that R.O.B kid with the long hair.
Dylan?
Yeah. I played him.
Was it Dylan or Devin?
I don't know, but it was that kid.
You know Vinnie?
I beat him.
I have no idea.
It doesn't matter, but I beat him. He ended, I don't know. It doesn't matter. I got my
his brother. It's like D3K. It's
yeah.
Devin and Dylan. Those are the two brothers, and one of them plays Kirby. One of them plays R.O.B. They might both play R.O.B. for all I know.
Maybe.
They do. They definitely team in doubles. Me and Kieran actually ended up playing them.
Oh, shout out to DM Brandon. It was the first time I talked to him since my first tournament back in April, and he was really cool. Like, he was legit. I don't know why he was nice to me, but he was nice to me.
That's what he is. DM is a huge troll. Online, he is the trolliest troll of them all. He exudes sarcasm.
Well, it's not even that. Like, I don't talk to him on AIM at all, really. I mean, I talked to him recently about something, and it was like a very brief conversation. But, like, that was the first time I had spoken to him, like, directly in the longest time. And then we see each other. He was really cool. It was really nice. I wasn't expecting that.
He also has the best R.O.B.
Everybody has the best R.O.B. according to you. No. I heard you give people R.O.Bs.
No, DM is the best R.O.B.
What color R.O.B.?
Better be that camo R.O.B. Yeah, there we go. That's what I'm talking about. Camo R.O.B. Alright, so that was PolyBrawl. We had a great time. Results were awesome. Really stacked. And Vinnie, I think you'll be able to take Musicking next time. Definitely. So we're back, and over the course of the little transition we had, in addition to Vinnie, we also got Atomsk and DMG with us. How are you guys doing?
Pretty good, not bad.
I'm doing pretty good.
Cool. There was no particular reason why we added them, but they are now on the show today. Wow. Alright, so, muting your mics. So DMG, I want to hear a story, because I heard you have some pretty awesome stories to tell. Can you maybe let us know some stories, maybe?
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, just go for it.
All right. I was trying to gauge what I could get.
No, just go for it. I don't care.
All right. So, but yeah, like, what are you guys thinking about Genesis 2?
I have heard, for whatever reason, that people, mainly Alex Strife, are concerned with the turnout for it. Like, is it hyped? Like, who's showing up?
Yes, it's very hyped. If it's going to be anything
if
like
it's Genesis 1, like, international hype.
Like, there's absolutely no reason to be worried about the attendance for this tournament whatsoever.
I know Melee is already exploding there, so, like, that's gonna be ridiculous. Like, the
Melee's taken care of. Like, there's no question Melee's gonna be huge at Genesis 2. Brawl is just gonna be up to us. Like, we gotta show up.
We gotta get all the people out here on the East Coast. We gotta get them, get them to save that money. Because, when is it actually taking place? Do you guys know the date?
I can check real quick.
Yeah, I actually don't know offhand, but, I mean, you guys have been to West Coast. It's probably beneficial to you guys. Anyone that's been there, if you know the Smashers there, you know if they're gonna hook you up with housing or anything. I know people are always concerned with housing.
If you know my K's and them, they'll try to
I don't when I went there, I got a house. Well, it's actually Genesis 2 is the 7/15/11 to 7/18/11, but when I went to West Coast, I got housed by Tyrant, Havoc, Mike Hayes, and Terror Bear. So I don't know, there's room, I suppose, for people to get housed.
All right, so we had Havoc and Mike Hayes on the show, so they were pretty much guaranteed spots in their house, automatically.
Well, you're taking me with you, so.
Definitely, just call them up, be like, hey, I got a favor for you. Be like, yeah, what's up? I need some housing. Done.
All right, so Genesis 2, MLG 2011 possibilities.
Now, what are you guys looking forward to other than Genesis?
I'm looking forward to, if the possibility that MLG picks us up, I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to Clash of the Titans 5, WOBO, and Winter Game Fest.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to East Coast tournaments. That's the one place I've not gone yet. I feel like I'm missing out on so much. I killed myself where I missed Apex last time. I died inside. I was like, I can't. This can't keep going on.
All right, that saves me from having to kill you a little bit inside. As long as you died a little bit, then that's fine, because Apex was amazing. Just saying.
I punished myself for missing that.
Let's see, what else we got going on? What's that tournament this weekend that people might be going to? This small Connecticut tournament that all of a sudden is getting mad hype because it's the only thing going on.
Kids?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm heading to that.
That's because Payne wants you to go, right?
No, Payne wants to go because JJ Wolf is going. He's like, I gotta go now.
Hey, that gives me a reason to go. JJ Wolf, let's go, buddy.
Payne called us on the way back from Poly, telling us that he was asking for Ally's number to see if Ally would swing by to get some practice in after the tournament at his house. Yeah. And we're like, no, we don't happen to have that, but thanks for trying.
That's alright. Payne goes out of his way for the top players.
I'm sorry, Payne, if you're listening, I drank one of your Gatorades there at the tournament. I'm just gonna let you know. I know it bothered you, but I drank 3. I'm sorry.
You went from 1 to 3.
No, it was just they were just chilling there for a good hour. I was really thirsty, just out of nowhere. And then he came back when we were playing doubles friendlies. He's like, yo, who took all my Gatorades? And I didn't even look at it. I couldn't look him in the eye. Knowing I took all
memory. Now that we have Atomisk in the chat, and he went to PolyBrawl, and oh my god, Atomisk, what happened in your set with 88?
Oh yeah, the SD.
Oh, Falco.
No, the whole set,
Oh yeah, I want to hear the whole set though.
Oh, all right. The week before I went Falco because I was talking to I went Lucario, the second game, because I was talking to the Lucario boards and I wanted to pick him back up again. So I decided, why not? Let me try going Lucario against Wyatt. And I did really good, but I sort of have this ability that whenever I fight ADHD, I'll always SD, or I'll always mess up a really good Gimp. And so the Lucario match the week before, I SD'd and I lost. So I was like, alright, if I fight him again next week, I'm gonna go Lucario. And then I had this plan. I told TKO about it, I think I might have told a few other people. I was like, if I lose game 1 with Lucario, I'm gonna go Sonic on the Yoshis and try and time him out. Well, as you saw, I lost with Lucario. I did a lot better than I thought I was going to, but I lost with Lucario, and then I went Sonic, and I was nowhere near close to timing him out, but I did beat him. I 2-stocked him.
You destroyed him there.
Then,
it was the funniest thing to watch. Oh my god.
Yeah, no, I didn't time him out, but I just
raped.
I shat on him.
It was pretty disgusting.
Alright, and then game 2, just when I thought I had the chance, that whole me SDing kind of came back.
Yeah, 10 seconds and you kind of lost your double jump there.
I mean, game 3?
And I just SD'd.
Yeah, game 3.
I was doing pretty good throughout the rest of the match, though, so that's whatever.
Yeah, I was doing commentary for that, and I looked away, and I sneezed, and I come back, and you're down a stock. Like, oh, great, what'd I miss? I miss dying. I thought you could bring it back, I really did. I was like, oh, he can definitely bring this back.
It's Wyatt's troll factor, I'm telling you. Like, he gets to me in certain ways. He gets to you by forcing you to SD somehow.
Forcing you to kill yourself just before you start playing.
Yep. It tends to always happen, but oh well.
DMG, is there anyone that you play against that you happen to just kill yourself over?
I'd probably say Dojo. Like, I've only beaten him in one set, and in like that tournament, it was a long ass time ago, like 2 years ago, and he had a very off day. And after that, like, I can never see myself beating him ever. It just will not happen.
How much merit does G-Ness's catchphrase "Be patient, Dojo"? How much merit does that have? Is he that aggressive of a player? Still,
for a long time he was extremely aggressive, and I remember the moment where G-Ness was watching. He's like, "Be patient, Dojo, be patient." I was like, what? And then Dojo started being patient, and I was like, wait a minute. And then, like, from then on, I saw it more incorporated in his play style, and I was like, wow, like, he actually took that and encompassed it and then started using it. So, but yeah, so somebody that I just can't like get over, it'd definitely be Dojo.
What about you, Vinny?
I'm trying to think. I don't really SD much.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, who do you dread playing the most then, if not SDing against them?
Mewtwo King, I hate that package.
I would suggest ADHD.
Yes. Oh yeah, I'm retarded.
I would say either that or Ninja Link for you, because you always tell me how much you hate having to play him.
Well, yeah, it's always either game 3 last stock, like last hit out of 3, or like game 5 last stock out of 5, and he farts on me. He usually goes warrior last game.
He farts on you.
Yeah. No, but most of the time though, ADHD.
Yeah, definitely. I actually wonder if the next time you play Mewtwo King, if he's gonna make the proper ban on you. I wasn't surprised at all, honestly, to hear that you beat him on that level, but like I didn't watch how did it actually go? Because I didn't watch.
I made sure I didn't fall behind at all, and at the end I just predicted like a sort of like a dash grab. Like I predicted a roll, but he just dash grabbed in front of me and I up smashed and he died. But yeah, I just made sure I didn't fall behind so he couldn't just plank the whole time and run away.
Don't you have like a list of people that you've zeroed to death on that level?
Well, I don't know.
Like a mental list? I don't know. I remember, I think it was like TV's Meta Knight. I think you zeroed to death Nairo there once.
Yeah. Do it.
Alright, for a disclaimer. DFAT, if you're out there and you're hearing me, I'm sorry for talking to other people about this.
Oh, wait.
I know.
Does this mean I should tell the Hyro story too?
Yeah, you can tell that too.
Alright, okay.
Alright, so DFAT, I'm sorry, I told you I wouldn't tell anybody, and this didn't happen, but here's what happened. So, we're at this tournament called Final Smash. It was Final Smash 5 or 6. It's in San Antonio. And so we're there, and the tournament's winding down. We have DFAT, he beat G-Ness, and then he fights Razor, and he loses. And this is actually the same tournament where he had the Exodia moment, if you've not seen that. Or he gets like double forward smashed. Like it was nasty. It was bad. So DFAT's kind of upset, whatever. So that's over with. So Razor and Dojo are playing some long set and grand finals, and they're doing like 2 sets or whatever. So me and DFAT are like in the back of the tournament. We're just kind of hanging out and whatever. And so I see him there, and like you might know this with other guys. If you have games of like chicken, like you'll see who'll go the farthest without actually doing something, right? So we have that going on, and so I see him. So I get really close up to him. I stick my lips out and like that. And then he backs up. So okay, so we back up, whatever. Alright, then he gets out his wallet and he pulls out a 5. He slams it on the table. It's like, alright, I bet you $5. You can't do that. So I'm like, damn, he's calling me out. He put money on the table. I'm like, shit, all right. So like, whatever. I got my money. I put a 10 on the table. So I'm like, all right, I raise you. And he's like, dang. So he puts his 10 on the table. So like, all right, whoever backs off first loses, and they get the person's money. So we prepare each other. So we lean in. And we're like, okay. And I'm like, I get closer and closer. I'm like, oh my god, defense, he's not backing up. What's going on? Closer, and it happened. We touched lips. We went for it. We went in, and the bad part is it didn't end there. Like once we touched, like we like power struggled with each other to make sure who would back off first. Like DFAT was a little bit of a faggot right there. He had some chewing gum, and I'm not going to tell you how it got into my mouth, but
What?
and so then like we're at it for like 2 or 3 minutes. Like neither one of us is willing to fucking give up and just go home, right? So we're at it, and Dojo and Razor are playing, and then you hear the crowd go, "Oh my god, ugh, what is that? Oh, what are you guys doing?" And then Razor and Dojo pause, and they turn around, and Razor, like, almost throws up. And, like, everybody's just like, oh my god. And, like, we didn't stop. We were still going. And then, like, finally, I couldn't take it anymore. It was too much. And I backed off, and DVAT, like, takes the money, holds it in his hand like he's victorious. But everybody knew that day nobody won that day. Like, everybody lost. Even the store owner was like, what the fuck did you guys do right there? So, like, and while this was going on, people were actually recording this. And they were gonna, like, upload it to YouTube and show it to the rest of the Smash community, but we persuaded them out of that. And I thank God that they didn't, because nobody wants to actually visualize and see us do that. So yeah, for the story, yeah, me and DFAD, we kissed.
For money.
It didn't, for money, for pride and money, and, we had no shame, obviously. And, but, I mean, that didn't happen. But if you really have to know, that happened.
Wow.
Well, you're lucky the video's not up, because that would have been a very interesting first impression of you two guys, because I haven't met you in person, so.
Yep, and all I can say is that I'm very comfortable in my sexuality, and so is DFAT.
Well, props to you guys, because you definitely have some willpower there.
This is going to be quite an interesting
The wrong kind of willpower, but I will take that.
I can tell the Hyro story, I guess, too.
Yeah, I'm gonna go for it.
Alright, so, at Wovo this past year, I housed with, Ferbs, and all of Louisiana went to house with them that night. And they go inside and they do illegal stuff that, like, I'm not gonna be a part of. I'm not gonna say, like, unless you're gonna allow me to.
Well, we gotta get a good impression of what illegal stuff is.
Alright, so me and Lee Martin aren't gonna do that. So I get drunk and we go inside to get food inside Ferbs' house, because Ferbs is like a really big, like, mansion-y type of house.
Very rich parents, yeah.
Yeah. And so we go inside and we get food and we're eating it, and then they all come out like really high and shit. And so we come out and we go back into the room, and they're just sitting there talking about, like, lifting weights. I don't know why. And all of a sudden, Hyro, like, trips down. He's like, yo, wait, what the fuck? Yo, I'm not gay, dude. And we all was looking at him. We're just like, what? And he's like, yo, I swear to God, dude, I'm not gay. You better not call me gay. And we're just looking at him because he's like so freaking serious about this entire thing. Like, someone just killed his dog. And, like, he's just looking back at us. He's like, yo, Atomisk. Yo. I'm like, what? He's like, I'm not gay, dude. You better let them know that. I'm like, alright. And, like, Lee Martin's, like, dying. And, like, he's like, yo, Lee, you're my best friend and all, dude, but, like, your hair is fucking gay, dude. You gotta cut that shit, like, right now. And, like, Lee takes offense to it. He's like, I'm not gonna deal with R.O.B being gay right now. So he goes inside and goes to sleep. And we're sitting there, and, like, R.O.B keeps freaking out and shit. And he's like, he keeps, like, asking me to drive him 5 hours home to Louisiana. like, he pulls out his wallet and, like, offers me, like, $500 to drive him home to Louisiana. And then once I establish the fact to him that I don't drive, he sits there and he's like, all right, yo, Adamus, we gotta find some women, dude. And, like, he just opens up the door and gets ready to walk outside. And we're just looking like, what? He's like, we need to find some women. And it's like 4 o'clock in the morning. Like, I don't understand what level of woman he's expecting to get outside at, like, 4 o'clock in the morning in Texas, but, like, keeps, like, pressuring it. And then all of a sudden, we, like, get him to calm down and go to bed. And we're sitting there, and it's, like, me, Eska, Germ, and like, a couple other people in the room. And Hyro, like, just spazzes out again, and he's like, are all Smash players gay? And, like, at this point, I'm like, you know, I'm just gonna fuck with you, because I'm tired of this. I'm like, yeah, if you're not a top Smash player, you're gay. You didn't know? He's like, what do you mean? I'm like, look at Ally. He has a pretty hot girlfriend. I'm like, look at me. I have a pretty hot girlfriend. Look at Michi King. He got that really hot girl to kiss him in that one photo. I'm like, do you think the girl would want to kiss him if it wasn't a top Smash player? And, like, he looks at me, and his eyes widen so far. He's like, oh my god, dude, you're right. No wonder I don't have any girls for me. And I'm like, yep, that's exactly right. And he lays down, and he just accepts it for a while. And all of a sudden, he freaks out and starts being stupid again. And I'm like, you know what, dude, just go to sleep in the bathroom. He's like, I'm not going to go to sleep. Only faggots go to sleep. All right, you know what, going to sleep in the bathroom. And, like, the door shuts, and I sit there, and I start joking with Jerm, because he's also really high, and I start freaking him out. And Hyro opens the bathroom door. He's like, I'm trying to fucking sleep. And he slams the door shut. Then we just go to bed. And we wake up in the morning, and he's face first down in the sink asleep. It was a good night.
Oh my god.
Should we tell about the Facebook contest?
Yeah, go for it. If you guys have any interesting stories, I got time.
Alright, so last night, we're all really bored. And
there's 3 of us. Me, Adamus, and
Vex. And DMG. We were, like, searching for... So I was like, alright, I have a game for us to play. Let's go on Facebook and, like, post all the pictures of the girls we have on our Facebook because we're really bored. During this time, Bobby found out he was the weaker of the 3 of us, only having, like, 8 girls on his friends list.
I learned that about myself.
So he was out of the competition really early. And as he was about to go to bed, I'm like, you know what? Bobby, you can be the judge. We'll post pictures of the girls, and then you have to judge who's the hotter one out of the 2 of them. And, Bobby, you can take it from there.
Well, basically, Adamus wins by a landslide because Vex had a handicap.
Like, how handicapped?
Wait, what?
It was
to the point where Vex got a picture, it's supposed to be a picture of one girl, but it's a group of women, and I'm like, which one? He's like, just pick one, fuck it.
Oh.
Alright, so, Bobby, you should explain why it was such a handicap.
Okay, he had alright, you have Adamus, who's got a bunch of hot girls, and then Vex it's not the same. Like,
Bobby has, like, a preference on what he prefers in women.
I think everybody does.
I think you should explain why Vex had such a handicap to that.
Okay, well, to elaborate for you guys, alright, my tier list on women is as follows. Latinas, white girls, Asians, and then blacks. I don't have anything against black girls, that's just my preference, okay? Now, most of Vex's women happen to be black girls. So, even though a lot of them were pretty hot, Adamus had mostly, Asians and white girls. So, Vex had a dark handicap, so to speak.
It was getting I mean, he is from PA. I mean, yeah. It's not like mostly.
Yeah, and I was talking to him. I was like, Vex, you got a lot of black women. Like,
I can't help it.
Yeah.
At least he has women. You only had 8.
That's true. He got.
You only had 8.
He established that early.
Like, I don't mean to stereotype, but like Vex must have posted like 4 photos of Monique. Like.
Monique.
Like you can find a photo of her on the internet. There was at least like 4 of them that he posted, and like he got to the point where he posted this photo of like these girls in like the graduation gowns and shit, and there was like 5 of them, and he really just said like, I don't care, just pick one. I know I lost.
Oh, that's terrible. He probably made him feel bad.
In 3 rounds, he's like, I lost, so he posted a picture of like a cat.
Oh, cat.
Oh, nice.
he posted a photo of a guy, and like the best part was for some reason, I was able to corner him in one round because for some reason I have Princess Peach added on my Facebook, so it countered one of his really hot girls. So
wow.
It was a good trade.
Did you beat his cat?
Yeah.
All right. That sounds like a hard matchup.
I want to take place in this game. It sounds like fun.
Will has like 9 girls on his Facebook, so
shut up.
He can beat you, DMG, but he's not going to get much farther. Well, that brings us to the end of a very interesting and awesome episode of Directional Influence. First off, I want to thank VVV Gaming for hosting us as always. I want to thank Will for being here and co-hosting with me. I want to thank Vinnie, Atomsk and DMG for joining us this week and giving us some interesting stuff to listen to and telling us about their lives or whatever they talked about. You guys can always follow us on Facebook, Twitter, VVV Gaming, PolyBrawl, Smashboards, however you want to follow us. On Facebook, just search our Directional Influence group. On Twitter, vvvrapture.com. Well, really, VVV Rapture at Twitter. And, just hit us up for new information on the episodes, any special episodes we come out with, hint, hint, nudge, nudge. And that's really it. Thanks for the support so far. We're really loving it, loving all the views you're getting, all the comments, etc., and having great guests on the show like these 3. And I hope you guys join us next week for episode 12 of Directional Influence. But for this week, we're signing out. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you guys next week, as I said, on Directional Influence. Thanks for listening.
Get it right, get it tight.
Okay, there's your outro. All right, man.
We're using that.